Who told you that with poor grade, you cannot relocate abroad and still get funding? Be it scholarship, be it full scholarship, be it partial scholarship, be it study loan. Don't you know there are options? We work with you irrespective of your grade. Too good to be true. How long ago did you start following Dr. Linda? That is the question for today. How long ago did you start following me? Thank you for joining my session today. And what do you think we're going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about the length of followership and what you should do when you are following somebody on social media. Right? Okay, I decided to make this video and to ask you this question today because of something that happened recently. So someone has written me and was saying, oh, Dr. Linda, I've been following you for like 2 years now. And the person went on to say, but I had this question. And the question the person actually had was a question that I have already addressed in my free webinar. In the free webinars that have happened throughout the time this person has been following me, right? And they've been following me for a long time. They're interested in what I do. They want to relocate abroad. But even my free webinar, they have not cared to attend. You know, that got me thinking, oh my God. So every time I come online here doing live session, right? Encouraging people, educating people, bringing information about something you should know about. Is it really, I kept asking myself, is it really possible that this person has been following me for like 2 years and they have not even attended free webinar, my free webinar? You know, that thing got me worried. At another instance, I had asked people, because I think I wanted to select a mentee that I was going to give a job and mentor them in any way feasible for me at that point. So I asked people to write about themselves and stuff like that. But I feel maybe this person felt they wanted to impress me, right? And they were like, hey, Dr. Linda, please select me for this role, for this job, for everything. Because I've been following you for some time now. The person actually cited about 2 years again. You know, at first, I was drawn to this particular person who said they've been following me for 2 years. Because in my mind, I was like, if he has been following me for 2 years, he definitely deserves to get whatever I'm offering, right? And I was going to give this person a job, blah, 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 blah. Real life story. So I said, so I picked certain number of people that responded to that inquiry. I picked certain number and I intended to give them a phone call to talk with them to understand better so that I can know who to select. And I was selecting multiple persons. By the way, I was even going to train the people that were selected were also going to be trained for free for their study abroad and everything. So this person that said, I've been following you for a while, and I asked them, so yeah, have you attended our webinar? The guy said no. The guy said he has been following me for 2 years, and the reason he has not even relocated is because he has not gotten money. And remember, I wanted to train the person for free. But then, when I asked the guy, have you attended our free webinar before? The guy said no. In fact, I don't even think I asked him that question as like a direct question. I wanted to explain to him that, hey, we'll be training you for free. And I wanted to kind of make him realize that you know all the good things we are offering and how much we are offering this thing for, but you're going to be getting it for free. But on talking to him, I discovered that he had not even attended our free webinar. That was when I said to myself, no, this person may have told me that money was what kept them from relocating abroad, but I don't think it's money that kept them from relocating abroad. Do you know why I said that? Because if somebody that money is keeping from relocating abroad, you probably would have imagined that they have consumed everything you have to offer for free, right? So how can you tell me that money is keeping you from relocating abroad, but even my free webinar that you don't need to pay money to attend, you still have not attended it? Is this thing I'm saying, is it making sense? Like, okay, let me throw it open, because some people may think I was harsh, because actually, I did not select the guy. And do you know what he missed? Free training on how to relocate abroad, a full-time paying job, and Dr. Linda's mentorship. He missed it. He missed it. Why? Why did he miss it? Because even the free thing, he wasn't able to do. Another good example that I'll give you for those of us that are Christians, maybe we will understand this story, but everybody can relate. That's why I'm bringing the story. The story of someone in the Bible that they gave other people, 5 talents, 10 talents. Then they gave the person 1 talent. The person took the 1 talent and said, "What's this? 1 talent." Went to bury it. And the story goes that later on, the 1 talent was collected from him or her and given to someone else. What does that mean? The little you have, you say you don't have money, but you have data. Free videos on YouTube you cannot watch. Is it really money that is your problem? If it is money, how come the things that are offered for free, you still have not consumed them? You say money is your problem, but we offer free webinar. But even up till now, you've not even had time to attend the free webinar. So, how can you prove that money is what is keeping you? Do you get my point? How can you prove that money is what is keeping you? So, you've been following me for like there was someone else I met recently when I went to Nigeria. I think that was last year. I went to Nigeria. A lady met me. I was like, "Yeah, please, can I? Oh my God, it's so good to see you. Can I talk to you?" And I was like, yeah, let's talk. So we're talking. And she was like, "See, this travel abroad thing, I know so much about it." I was like, "Okay. If you know so much about it, why are you still talking to me, Like, I'm just processing this in my head, but trying to figure out where I can be of help." She said, "I know so much about it." And I said, "But me and my husband, that man there is my husband. Me and my husband would like to relocate. Can I really relocate with my husband through the study abroad route?" I'm like, didn't you just tell me you know so much about travel abroad, but you don't even know that you can travel with your spouse abroad? So what then do you know about study abroad? My dear, humility. You are telling yourself that you know so much, but even the most basic information, you don't know. Right? How then do you want us one moment. So somebody is trying to scam some people on my video, and I'm also trying my best to block the person. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so you say you know so much, but even that you can travel with your spouse, you don't know. Okay, the same person that told me you know so much, I was telling the person that you don't need IELTS and all that, because they say, "Oh, I know so much about this. I've been trying to write my IELTS." And I'm like, you don't need to write IELTS to relocate. And the person was like, but the same you that say you know so much. Do you understand my point? I'm not insulting the person, no. That's not what is happening here. I'm trying to explain to you that when you are patting yourself at the back that you know so much, you will be shocked at how a free webinar can save your life. Free webinar can save your life. Somebody is telling me they know so much, but they don't know that they can relocate abroad with their family. Somebody is telling me they know so much, but they don't know that they don't need to write any exam in order to relocate abroad as an English speaker, just like you. Somebody is telling me they know so much, but they don't know that they can get scholarship, but they are telling me they don't have money. I don't have money to pay school fees, so if only you attended a free webinar, you would have known that you don't need bulk money to start thinking of how to relocate. Do you get my point? That free webinar you despise can be the biggest eye-opener to you. But pride has kept you from even bringing out time to watch it, to attend. Pride. Because you think you know, but in reality you don't. All right? You think you know, but in reality you don't. It's no insult. This video is not about me telling you that I'm more brilliant than you. No. There are a lot of things I don't know. But when I want to do those things, I will look for somebody that know it. Because me, I even know that it is the easiest way for me to get the information I need. Why do I want to spend 100 years on the internet when I can actually know somebody who knows how to do it, and I ask them and they tell me and I go and do it and I get results? All right? So, lower your pride, my dear. Pride goes before a fall. Lower your pride and go attend the free webinar. What is the webinar link? I know some people are asking me. So if you be, since you say, for people that have been following me for a long time now, you probably know the webinar link. But have you attended the webinar? So let's start by asking you a question. What is the free webinar link? Dr. Linda's free webinar link. Vantage Migration free webinar link. What is the free webinar link? If you know, type it. If you know, type it. If you know, type it. Type it. Type it. Oh yeah, type it. What is the free webinar link? If you know, type it. Type it. Type it. If you know, type it. Type it. Type it. If you know, type it. Type it. Type it. What's the free webinar link? I'm going to show you. This is the free webinar link. What can you see? Type what you can see. The URL that you can see. What is the free webinar link? Type it, type it, type it. If you know, type it, type it, type it. What can you see? Are you there? Shakira, what can you see? Dove, what can you see? Joyful Joy, thank you very much. Kingsley, what can you see? Naomi, Mary, Ogochukwu, Nancy, how are you? Nancy, thank you for joining. Rita, what can you see? Love, what can you see? Michael, what can you see? Sharon, what can you see? Type out what you can see. All right, so now let's go back to, for you that have been following me, that you have typed link, and if you don't know the URL, you can look at what the URL that others are typing. By the way, I showed it to you. It is www.vantagemigration.ca, right? www.vantagemigration.ca. That is the URL. I practically showed. I see some people are writing wrong email, wrong stuff, but I practically showed the let me show you again. www.vantagemigration.ca. That is the URL. You can see it. That is the URL. www.vantagemigration.ca. One moment. I'm typing it out. www.vantagemigration.ca. One moment. Free study abroad webinar. That's the name. Can you see it? Awesome. So I added a link. So now Now, what else would you like me to show you? The email address of our company, so that if you need to reach out to us, you send us an email. All right? If you need to reach out to us, you send us an email. I'm going to show you. This is the email address. This is our email address. What can you see? admission@vantagemigration.ca. That's the email address. You can see it. admission@vantagemigration.ca. Take note of the domain, vantagemigration.ca. All right? Can you see it? But most importantly, attend the free webinar. Don't be proud and say that you know it, but you don't know what you don't know. You may know that, oh, there's how to apply to schools, but you may not know that you don't need exams, and you are busy reading for IELTS, you are busy reading for GRE. Even people going for MBA, you can go for MBA without GRE, without GMAT. There are so many things. You can relocate abroad on scholarship. You can relocate abroad on study loan. If you don't get full scholarship, you can still use study loan. These are all options. You can say you want to go to Canada tomorrow. Based on your characteristics, you decide to go to UK or vice versa, or US or Australia. These are options. You may just be focusing on, yes, I know somebody in Canada, they will help me come. But you don't know that there are options, even countries that will be better for you compared to the country where your friend is. All right? So I would like to take questions. What question would you like me to answer before I go? What question would you like me to answer before I go? What questions would you like me to answer before I go? Drop your questions for me so that I can answer them one after the other. I can take like maybe 5 questions and then we call it a day. What questions would you like me to answer before I go? What questions would you like me to answer before I go? Drop your questions. Caleb, Chima, Oluronke, Okereke. Drop your questions before I go. Drop your questions before I go. Espirada, how are you? Drop your questions before I go. Drop your questions before I go. Drop your questions before I go. Emmanuel. Caleb said, I have been watching you for a while now. Thank you so much, Caleb. Kesta, what question will you like me to answer? Deborah said, my big brother wants to study in the USA. His master's, but finance is the problem. We are in Ghana. Okay, Deborah from Ghana, thank you for asking. Your brother does not have a problem. We have lots of Ghanaians who have been relocating abroad via our platform. What you really need to do is introduce your brother to us. Give him this free webinar link that we showed you, right? Or ask him to email us. He can email us admission@vantagemigration.ca or go to www.vantagemigration.ca. All right? So once you do that, he will be able to know exactly what to do in order to get admission and scholarship or study loan or combination of both to relocate. I bet you that if you do what I'm telling you today, by this time or latest by September next year, your brother will be in the US on scholarship. Full or partial scholarship. No doubt. Bet is a bet. If only you will do what I just told you. This simple thing I just told you. I know, it's hard. Because some people, they'll be like, if to say if they work, everybody for don't go abroad. True. The problem is that people will hear it, feel it's too simple. Because it's too simple, they will not do it. Because they do not do it, they will not travel. Okay, let's look at the next person that says, Dove said, I have attended the webinar class. What can I do next? Inside the webinar class, you were told what to do next. So if you truly attended the webinar and you truly completed the webinar, there is no reason why you will not know what to do next. So when you come to tell me you've attended the webinar, what should you do next? It tells me that you are lying. Well, I don't want to call you a liar so that I won't hurt your ego. It tells me that you're not telling me the truth. Let's rephrase. It tells me, Dove, that you're not telling me the truth. Because if you truly attended the webinar, completed it, there is no reason why you will not see what to do next. True or false? True. Okay, let's look at the next person. The next question. Oh, somebody said, can self-sponsorship create an alarm for denial of student's visa? No. This person is asking, if they decide to sponsor themselves abroad, does it mean that there is a high chance their visa will be denied? No. No, no. If you are going to sponsor yourself, all good. Embassy does not care whether the money is coming from you or coming from the school, coming from your sponsor, coming from anywhere else. What they really want to know is that you have enough money to pay for your school fees. You have enough money to pay for your living expenses, whether it's coming as scholarship, as study loan, your own pocket, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. All right. We have another question. Someone said, your email, please. This is my email address. I'll show you. admission@vantagemigration.ca. This is my email address. Email our admission office, and whatever question you have, we'll take it up from there. admission@vantagemigration.ca. Let's look at the next question. Somebody said, this question is from Happiness. Said, I want to travel abroad via the study route. That's good. I have BSc and MSc in computer science. Whoa! Said, I want full funding for my PhD in Canada or UK. Please help. We are in the right place. Happiness, and any other person who have a similar question, have you completed our free study abroad webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca? Have you completed our free study abroad webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca? That is the question. That is exactly what you need to do next to progress, okay? We assist people who are going for PhD so that you can understand the process to follow, get the admission, get the supervisor, get the funding. Most PhDs are fully funded. You will see people saying they got $150,000. My PhD funding was $150,000 plus. And there have been people going through us that are getting $200,000, $250,000. Exactly. That money that I got is real. You know, it sounds like breeze to your ears. Real. Reality. Reality. Will you believe? You don't believe. That is why it has not happened for you. You don't believe. Do you believe? Go through our page. You will see videos of people giving their own different testimonials. I did the same thing. My PhD funding was over $150,000. Plus other small funding around. But there are my students that have bypassed my record. It is real, my dear. All right, let's look at the question. Caleb said, I really need a scholarship. That's good. Love It said, I've sent an email, but account number was not sent to me. Send another reminder. That's what you should do. If you sent us an email and for any reason we passed it, first of all, make sure you are sending to the correct email address. Right? Make sure you are sending to the correct email address, which is admission@vantagemigration.ca. That's the first thing. Some people, they will easily make mistake. Maybe they'll put one S or double I, or they'll say Vantage Immigration, or they'll say .com. There are different common mistakes that people make. Believe it or not, people make mistake when typing the email. So, number one thing when you don't get a response within 24 hours is to go back to the email address you typed out and be 100% sure that there's no mistake. If you have identified that and How do you even know when there's mistakes? Sometimes Google may even tell you that this email is not found. That shows you it's a wrong email. So if you are 100% sure you are emailing the right place, send a reminder. Why wait? Why wait? We are talking about your future here. How long are you going to wait? All right. Let's look at other questions that people have. Kingsley said, can I get a scholarship to study abroad in Australia with a work permit? Thanks immensely for all. Yes. Australia, US, UK, Canada, and a lot of all the other high-income countries, when you get study visa, it comes with work authorization, meaning as a student, you can work. And for most of them, when you finish the program, all right, when you finish the study, they allow you to stay back in the country to work and get experience. And you can, after that, decide to return to your home country or to stay there permanently. The country will not force you to return. They will also not force you to stay. It is your choice. And this is happening for almost all the countries you can think about. US, UK, Canada, Australia. Think about Germany. Think of them. Many. New Zealand. The options are many. Are you willing to explore? The options are many. Are you willing to explore? All right? Let's look at the next question. Donald said, but getting scholarship also depends on your grade. Apparently, you have not attended our free study abroad webinar. True or false? Donald, have you completed our free study abroad webinar? These are thoughts that limit you, and they exist here. One of the things we do for you when you attend the free webinar is to tear those things that are holding you back, so that the scale can fall from your eyes and you will see. And we don't talk based on hearsay. We are talking based on evidence. Evidence. Who told you? Who told you that with poor grade, you cannot relocate abroad and still get funding? Be it scholarship, be it full scholarship, be it partial scholarship, be it study loan. Don't you know there are options? We work with you irrespective of your grade. Too good to be true. Unfortunately, it is true. All right? Let's look at more questions that people have. Somebody said, we'll be done with my HND by July. Please, ma, can I start application process for Canada? You can start your application process, but I would say complete your exams because your final year is very important. The day you drop your pen, email us that same day. That same day, I did not say the next day. The day you drop your final year exam pen, email us that same day and we'll take it up from there, okay? I want you to focus. Teresa said, I want to get my passport before I start the process. You do not need to get your passport before you start the process. Do you need passport to relocate? Yes, at the visa stage. You have not done training. You've not found the school. You've not done your school application. There are so many things to be done. But you want to wait to do it's like waiting to do number 10 before you do number 1. If you have your passport, good and fine. But you don't need passport to start your training. You don't need passport to do your admission. And those things are time sensitive. Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting? Okay? Let's look at more questions. Somebody said, does study abroad have age limits? No. Let's go back to common sense. I'm asking everybody this question, so answer according to what you think. If you have a friend who is currently 50 years old, and the friend is, say, works at have a work, they have kids, and they come to you and say, I would like to do my master's. I would like to start my master's next year. What will be your response? Oh yeah? Everybody, this question is for you. Let's see what people's response will be. You have a friend. The friend is 50 years old, have kids, have done their BSc before now, right? And then they say, I want to do my master's next year. It could be that they are doing business, it could be they are working somewhere. What will you say to them? Confess your confession. Oh yeah. Type. What will you say to them? Will you say, God forbid, at your age, you want to do masters? Will you say, no, you are too old for masters? Or will you say, wow, no, that's fine. It is good. You will have time to do it now. What will you say to them? Talk now, talk. What will you say to them? You will see that nobody is going to tell that person, don't do it, it's bad. Nobody. Same way, embassy can never tell you that because you are going to do masters and you are 55 years old, because you are going to do PhD and you are 60 years old, that you are too old. Nobody will say that. You know, when we say visa officer, to what think that is monkey or winch that is behind, that is a visa officer. A visa officer is a human being like me and you. If something will not make sense to you, it won't make sense to a visa officer. So, if you know that you will not tell that person, don't try it. Just begin to imagine that visa officer will not tell the person, don't try it. Even if you will tell the person, don't try it, it does not mean that it makes sense. On what basis are you telling them to not go to study? Therefore, when it comes to study abroad, there is no age limit. Unlike other relocation routes that have age limits, study abroad route does not have age limits. That's the beautiful thing about it. Yeah. Okay, so I think I've answered some questions and we can call it a day. The assignment for you today is what? Go and attend and complete. Don't just start, but complete the study abroad webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca. Don't say you follow Dr. Linda and you have not completed this webinar. Because let me put it in a funny way. Because on the day when the information from this webinar is required, if you don't have it, even if you have followed me for 10 years, I will claim that I don't know you, unfortunately. Do you understand? You can tell me that you've been following me all you want. But if you have not attended my webinar, you are not following me. It's not me you are following. It's not me you are following. You are following my ghosts. You are actually not following me. If up till now you've not attended my webinar, let me just give you the benefit of today. If you've been following me for 2 years and 48 hours from the time you watch this video, you have not attended my webinar, it's not me you are following. And believe you me, let's say I come out, I want to give out laptops, I want to give out bags of rice, I want to give out something, I want to train somebody for free, I want to give somebody a free job, a free phone, a free whatever. If you have not completed the webinar, you will not be eligible. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to end the video by showing you this. Somebody is still asking me, is it .com or .ca? Even though I am actually showing you I'm actually showing you the link. Right? So this is how we're going to end the live session. Take good care of yourself. I'll show it to you and then we're going to go. Take care till I see you again. Bye.